So in France, there's this woman, Marie Le Pen, um, right wing candidate, anti immigration, French MAGA. She was found guilty of embezzling of government funds, and she has been sentenced to prison time. But she also isn't allowed to run for office in 2027. She's older. She's like a decade younger than Trump, but basically, she can't run in 2027, and I think her sentence extends past that. Basically, she'll be too old and too irrelevant by, the next election that it just. They're calling it a political death for her. Plus, she has to serve 2 years of jail time. And I had heard about it when she went, when she got charged with embezzlement. And I was like, doesn't matter the country. The anti-immigration, France is best kind of crowd, like America is best, all of them, like they should be investigated because it's always them. Anyhow, today her sentencing came down and I was reading about the fact that she can't run in 2027 and I was just like, I'm getting mad. And I realize it's because we have nothing like that in the United States. We have a convicted criminal who was elected to the office of president twice. A man who's been charged with some of the worst crimes on earth. I mean, in France, he wouldn't have been able to run for president. Whereas in America, we were talking about, like, okay, well, what if his New York charges lead to him going to jail? And our answer was, well, there's nothing in our law that would stop him from being president from jail because. And it was just like, why the fuck aren't we France? It's not often I wake up thinking to myself, why the fuck aren't we France? But, like, this is just built in to their laws. If you're a criminal, you can't participate in politics. If you're going to be a criminal on the streets, imagine what you would do if you have access to, like, a country's money. We don't expect you to be better behaved the more cash you have access to, the more bribes you have access to. So we're just going to make sure you aren't a part of the system. Can you imagine if we did that in the US? I'm sorry. Those grape charges. Yeah, we don't. How about you run 2052 ish? Yeah, that sounds like a good year for you. If you're still alive. The way the media is just like, yeah, this is right, this is fair, this is what's supposed to happen. If you try to defraud the French people, this is exactly what you should get and exactly how long you should be kept out of French politics. And I was just like, you know how this exact situation would have been handled on Fox News? We would have investigated the investigators. We would have defended the embezzlement as like off book investment in the future that just happened to not pay off. But that's the fault of you because you looked. You looked before it was done baking its embezzlement because if you just hadn't put eyes on it, it would have been fine. A slap on the wrist of maybe like community service on a Saturday and then directly back into politics if they weren't still in office. I sincerely wish we were friends today.